Thought I was gonna get going quicker than that, but nothing seemed to want to work for the first time in over 2 months of doing this. But hello. Kind of not even sure what to even say right now just because it's Saturday. My brain's shut off now. But we're back in MSFS. I figured we'd do a short flight over the next couple hours. Hey, Sounder AU. Happy Saturday. Welcome on in. Yeah, I had a bit of time now. I finally figured I'd get one going just because it's been a while. I have been busy with work and stuff, and even though I might get phone calls still this afternoon, at least I can just mute it, but still do some flying anyways. So we are going to take off from CYLW, which is Kelowna in southern British Columbia, and fly over to Vancouver, CYVR. And I'm going to do an IFR flight, even though skies are nice today, but we're going to fly an actual route. So we're going to take off from here, go direct to Kepna, which is KEPNA, and then on to Booth, and then the Connect 5 arrival down into Vancouver. And right now the winds are variable down there, so it's not really saying which runway they're landing on, but I'd imagine with the conditions right now, usually it'd be... Actually, I'm trying to think right now because it's been a while since I've actually flown in there on a flight coming back from work and stuff. Probably 08 right, 08 left, I'd say. Coming in from the west, going east. But yeah, I got the RV14, bought that a couple days ago. Messed around with it a little bit last night. It does have some quirks still just because TDS in it doesn't quite work with the Garmin GX3 or G3X that's in it. But it works good enough that I kind of found some workarounds, so we'll see how it goes. See if I have any interesting things happen along the way. And for now, I picked this livery. Come with 5 liveries. I'm not going to fly the tail dragger one quite yet. I'm just going to keep flying the normal nose wheel style. Alright, so let's get in and get fired up and let's get going, because the flight overall should be an hour and a half. Maybe a little bit longer, depending on what we have for interesting things going on. Your favorite streamer patrolling. Hello, Peter. I like that message. It's a good way to come in. All right, let's get in and get the batteries turned on. Get the flight plan entered. Normally I would just do VFR just to start up and go, but I figured I'd do it a little bit different this time. So we are going to climb up to an altitude of 14,000 feet. So it should be a little bit fun. This thing climbs pretty good though, so it shouldn't be too long of a climb up there anyways. Plus I lowered the weight a little bit so I could get rid of the person sitting in the co-pilot seat there too on the right side. All right. Battery on. We'll get started up first, and then we'll enter the flight plan in. System test. Okay. Of course, I can hear dogs barking now.
Test okay.
Hey, Star Lugo. Good to see you. They beat Peter to the good to see you part because he puts that in a lot. Usually the GTSY. What am I doing here? Put nav lights on first. Got track IR turned on again. I had to reset sim a few times to get it to work for some reason today. Not sure what's up with that, but That's why it took a little bit longer to get started, sitting there looking at a startup screen for 15 minutes. What's the AASY now? I've never seen that one yet. All right. I almost wonder if it's supposed to start up that easy or not. Probably should unmute the sim so you could hear the sim sounds. That might be a little bit better. Plus the music is a little bit loud still too. I might even just turn the music off altogether. I kind of gotten over that part a little bit, having that on in the background. All that glass, yeah, I know. Usually I'm in the warrior or the arrow, but I don't know. I kind of want to get something different for a change too. Yeah, it's the RV14. Same one we seen Conti fly, what was it, 2 weeks ago? I think it's been out for a couple weeks now, hasn't it? Look at all that glass. Oh, I'm ambivalent about seeing you. I've never heard that one before. That's a new one for me. All right, fuel pump can come off for now. I think I will do pause the track R. Zoom in just a little bit. Flight plan, CYLW. Did I say it was again? Kepna? I was memorized because I've done it so many times in the sim, even in X-Plane too before. I don't want that one. I want to put in the EY. Wish I could do it on touchscreen instead. Hey DeLorean, thanks for the raid. Seeing you playing Sea of Thieves earlier, I lurked for a little bit, but didn't really say much because I kept getting phone calls for work. Thanks for the raid. Good to see you guys. Hope you all had a good time over playing Sea of Thieves. How are you feeling, DeLorean? Hope you're feeling better now.
Twitch's hottest new flight sim streamer.
Might as well be new. What is it? This is my quarterly stream or bi-yearly stream or something, I guess you call it, or something. I don't know anymore. I think the last one I did was before New Year's. That's good. Good to hear you're feeling better. Thanks for the... Has it been 12 months already? Holy crap. And I've only done like, what, 20 streams? That's not good. But thank you for the resub, DeLorean. And Croman, hello. Here, I gotta do this. I know everybody here knows DeLorean already, but... apparently that's not working. I think Streamlabs is not doing its thing. Something else to fix. No, hello, Ghost Rider. Apparently people seem to think you and me sound alike for some reason. Maybe you can answer to that. Get your opinion on it. Somebody one day thought that I was you in the DeLorean stream for some reason. Just put in whatever for a transponder code. And this is one of the quirky things that happens with this still as well too, is for some reason you got to go back and forth on this to get it to work for some reason. I don't know why. I hope they fix that at some point. Especially if you're flying online on a network, because then you kind of got to wonder if it's actually working or not. When I get going there, I'm going to see what's going on in Streamlabs or whatever to find out why the bot's not doing its thing. But everybody go follow DeLorean if you haven't followed him already, even though I'm sure all of you have, because everybody here knows who he is. And if you don't, you've been living under a rock. And he's actually a variety streamer now because he does ATS, Forza, Phasmophobia, Sea of Thieves, MSFS, and I've even seen him in X-Plane a couple times, I think. Especially in that 7. Especially that one clip that... Was it you that clipped that one Ghost Rider when he ended up dropping out of the sky? You just told DeLorean you were shocked. Oh, you couldn't have been that shocked. Well, it's good to see you too, Ghost. Or Crowman. I haven't seen you for a while. A bit actually, it seems like. Procedure. Okay, we are gonna put in the arrival already because we're gonna do the Canuck 5 arrival. And that will be... what did I say? 0, you're right. That's right. Load arrival. And I seen the follow pop up. 360 Felix Wilson, thanks for the follow. Welcome on in. I sound a little bit slow today. It's because I am. I think it's like the first time in a while that I kind of felt like I could relax on a weekend or on my days off and not have to worry so much. And it's just like my brain's relaxed as well too. Okay, that's done. Check, make sure the route's all in there. Transition at booth. We'll go with that for now. We'll probably do the ILS 48, right? See how it flies it anyways. I haven't tried it yet in this. Even though the skies are clear, so we shouldn't need to use it. But we'll give it a shot anyways to see how it goes. And if it messes up, I'll just hand fly it in. I want to go there. I want to get in the habit of doing these things because I think I am going to finally go on Pilot Edge, even though I've been saying that for a while, but I think I'm going to finally get on there at some point this next week that I have off. All right. I want to get rid of the map. I actually want to put a timer on here because I want to time my fuel tanks so I can switch them every half an hour. Oh, I didn't want to do that. There we go. That's what I wanted. More options. Wind vector, speed direction. Got that up. I'm not going to bother putting it. Actually, yeah, I'll put that on anyways. For the sake of it. Makes it look more full. Got to run an errand back in 20 or so. 20 or 30. Okay. See you in a bit there, Peter. So for now, it's showing that there's nothing on the ground as far as snow or anything goes in Kelowna, which is correct. We'll see what happens when we start flying, because for some reason in the lower mainland, where we haven't had snow since Christmas time, around Hope, for some reason it's showing that there's snow on the ground still, which there isn't. Even up in the mountains, it's pretty well melted to the point where you don't really see much of it unless it's in the bushes. So we'll see if that's fixed today or not, or what's going on with that. All right, taxi lights on, and we'll depart using runway 16. Actually, what are the winds here? I never even looked. Let's double check that. Yeah, they're just variable too, so we'll just take off to the south. Using runway 16. Oops, high five. All right. Parking brakes off. Here we go. Skymaster. Probably not gonna fly this a lot. I probably will still fly the Warrior and the Arrow more. And at some point, when you're not having to constantly update the Chancellor or anything, I'll probably end up getting that one as well too, just because there's a couple people that say they recommend it a lot, and we know who they are. But for now, I don't really have a whole lot of time to go through and update everything over and over and over again, so I'm gonna hold off on that one for a bit, even though I will get it. Oh, almost forgot to do that. I never looked at was what the takeoff speeds were for this. I never double checked that actually, because there's times where it's like it wants to start lifting off, but it doesn't. I just noticed what you said. I mean, actually, I did hear you say that you broke a rib there at one point. How are you doing now, Roman? Has that pretty well healed now, or you still notice it or anything? Climbing like a rocket. Well, like you're in a fighter jet with how you can look around on this thing. Except I flew right past my flight path that right where I wanted to go. One thing I never did was lean. Just above there. Here we go. 6 weeks ago, still a little now and again, but good now. That's good. Sounds like it's going the right way anyways. messed up. I didn't put in my where I wanted to climb to. Should have done that before I took off. I'm not going that high. There we go. We'll climb with that for now. Oh, you know what I didn't do? It's that. Not off to a good start with this so far. There we go. Too many distractions. Well, not too many distractions, but I'm just getting distracted easy anyways. Squirrel. Oh, got to do that too. And that. All right, so another, what's that? 6,000 feet to go, just under 6,000 feet. And then we'll level off at 14,000. That's actually one thing I forgot to do too, is I forgot to put the, I'm not gonna worry about that. I gotta make a checklist to go through on this thing. All right, so having a lot of brain farts today. Or our climb rate a little bit. Mixture. I think when we level off, I'm going to switch tanks as well too, because we're using more in climb right now than we would be if we're flying level. All right, so it's 31 nautical miles to our first waypoint, which is Kepna, and then after that we'll be on to Booth, and then I think it's a little bit before Booth. It's when our top of descent should be there. And I think I'm actually going to zoom out a little bit, and we should be able to see that. Actually, we probably won't see it till we level off anyways. That, and I think I'm missing one thing too that I'm going to have to put in there for that. Recently had puppies here, so I'm walking mom, dad, and the two pups that are going at a massive rate. They're trained, so I'm not pulling the rib. I got my own muscles. I mean, bearable pack. That's good that they're not pulling. It sounds like you got them trained pretty good then if they're not pulling, actually. Sounds like they're good puppies then. Pull the RPM back a little bit. Then when we level off, I'll pull the props back a little bit more. I'm gonna slow down our climb a little bit too. Did they take this up to 16,000 yesterday, and it climbed pretty good up to that point there too. Apparently the ceiling on it's 26,000, and that's even what it is IRL as well. So I think one day I might try to take it up to 24,000 or something like that and see what the climb is like for that too. Even though I imagine for a short flight like this, you'll be probably descending right away. But apparently the climb rate for these things in real life is actually pretty good too. But I think in the sim here it's a little bit off compared to what it is IRL for speeds and stuff.
This is Amy, Ann, and I am here to annoy the heck out of you. Hello, 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 trademark Scotty.
I like how it only said Scotty. Hello, Amy Ann. What do you mean good morning? I've been up since... Actually, when did I get up? 6:30 this morning, I think? But I'd imagine you probably didn't go to bed till 4 or 5, though. Probably all wired after having your ice cream last night. Quit pulling all-nighters. They're not good for you. Alright, we're just about up to the top there. Another 350 feet to go. Actually, one thing I never did was set the altimeter either, so that's going to be off. Actually, it's wrong altogether anyways, because in the sim it shows we're at 1,400 feet already, but when I look in other places, it's showing just over 1,300, or we're at 14,000 feet, but in other places it's showing just over 13,000 feet. So we're 1,000 feet off right now. What was the 3018, 3022? Yeah, that's what it should be for the altimeter right now, but something's not right. Not that it has been for a while with the weather anyways. Get your sim fired up, okay. We just took off from Kelowna, so if you're... I don't know what you're going to pick. I'd imagine probably the Caravan, so you'll probably catch up pretty quick anyways if you did take off from there. But if you need other little airports to take off from, there is Douglas Lake, the Charlie Alpha Lima 3. Or another one that'll be close would be Princeton as well too, which is Charlie Yankee Delta Charlie. Fly whatever you want. Because right now we're doing 149 knots ground speed anyway, so even though indicated is showing 124. So I would think that if you assess 172 might be a little bit slower, but even then I can always slow down if I need to anyways. Amy's van will be good then. Oh, I didn't even say thank you for the resub either. Thank you for the 12 months, even though you shouldn't have wasted your money on that 12 months when I only do this every couple months. Seems like. Alrighty. Okay, I'm gonna pause track R. I'm gonna look at a couple things. I'm almost tempted to put the mouse wheel zoom back in, but it always ends up that you're trying to turn something else and then you end up missing it, and then you end up zooming in still too when you don't even want to zoom in. Oh, that'll help if I close the cowl flaps. Tried to put on the pitot heat. Oops. I'm gonna switch tanks now instead of waiting for that other minute. Alright, what was I doing here? Let's see where top of descent is. See if it's showing up now or if I'm forgetting to do something. I'm probably forgetting to do something because I think at booth usually you'd be down to... Actually, no, it's not booth that you'd be at 9,000. It would be... ITEV, I think. Yeah, I think what I didn't do is I think I need to put in the altitude actually in the flight plan. Even they're showing flight level 133 for some reason, so this I don't think is what we're actually at. I didn't do the route command AMIAN. I got to update Sim Toolkit Pro because I haven't used it for quite a while. You want the actual route that I'm doing, or do you want to just, or do you just want the two airports and do VFR? Because we are going to Vancouver. Oh, yeah, that's the arrival airport. Yeah, it is CYVR. See, that's odd. I think I did the... Actually, that's one thing I'm going to do is remove the mod, or whatever, the working title mod, and see if that corrects that or not. Map. See that Real Sim Gear's got their stuff working. A little bit more with MSFS now, so that's one thing I might actually do is looking to get in that, so that if I'm using the GTN 750 or the GTN XI like this one, I can just actually use hand gestures and stuff instead of using a mouse. There's top of descent. That I can't actually. No, that's right. I was thinking the Hope arrival for some reason for Abbotsford. That's right. That is where top of descent is. I think when the see where that is at in half an hour for swapping tanks. So I don't think we're gonna have time for another flight, but see how things go, and maybe tonight I'll get on again and do another one. I'm not sure yet though, just because it all depends on some other people and what they have planned for tonight. But if there's nothing going on tonight as far as other streams or something, maybe I'll start another one up and do a second flight for today. I'm debating about doing another one tomorrow as well too, but I'm not sure, just because with the fly alongs tomorrow afternoon, it usually means sitting at the computer for a long time during the day, and I've been doing that too much in the past couple of years, and I've been trying to kind of limit how much I'm on the computer now, so I'm not sure about that yet. God, I never should have mentioned anything with her being here. You know, she's gonna hold me to that. Aren't you? Or aren't you, not aren't you? All right, let's go to the outside view. It looks like it's going to be depicting snow still today, so if there's snow on the ground where I know there is no snow anymore this time of the year, I'm going to change the weather, because I don't know, that's one thing that drives me nuts about this, is like even when the temperature's 12 degrees and it still depicts snow for some reason in some areas, when it makes no sense. I think it just kind of goes by the season assuming that, even though it shouldn't. Loading in now to CYDC. Okay. We are just to the north of there now, so not too far off anyways. That should work good if you're in your caravan. Maybe one day this will be in the marketplace and you can get this too, then you can actually be flying Amy's van. The van's RV14. Oh, God.
A O O A O A O A O O O A O O A O O A.
Why did Streamlabs stop reading it out all the way? I don't know why. I can never find out why it does that. But hello, Sim Caesar. Thank you for the 8 months resub. I think it was too many. I think it was too many of the O's that it didn't like. That was one thing I was going to do, is take a look at why the bot's not running for some reason.
O O A O O A O A. Trademark Sim Caesar A.
Trademarks. Oh yeah, there you are. See, there's no snow here anymore. Why does it put snow? I hate that. I know hate's a strong word, but it's just, that's one thing that drives me nuts. I wish they would just get rid of the snow for now until they actually have it figured out, or only put it there if it's below 0 degrees. Well, actually, right now it shows minus 18, but we are up at 14,000 feet too, though, so. I don't want a more Canadian sounding TTS. I was debating about putting an Aussie on there for trolling Conti, but I'm not sure about that one though, because I can already do that with his stream anyways. I don't think there are any Canadian ones anyways. Why don't you just add your own snow around Palm Springs then, man? Alright, what was I gonna... A bot. I gotta find out why the bot's not working. Either that or I just leave it because there's only another hour left anyways. Then figure it out afterwards. See, like even right now I'm logged into Streamlabs, so that's not it. I don't remember what I did last time, because I had this happen once before too, where the bot wasn't there after having streamed in a while. See if that does it. Just cannot figure out how IRL. I'll look in and see if there's another TTS that is more Canadian, but I don't think there is one though. I think it's all just like US English or something. That's it anyways, even though there isn't that much of a difference unless you actually type in what you typed in. Like the A's and the O's. Then you might start sounding like the Fonz instead. And then people start thinking they're watching Happy Days. There's a show that I haven't seen on for a really long time. Come on, Cloudbot, start working. You see Henry Winkler and everything, though. Yeah, I guess he's still in movies, isn't he? Trying to think of what the last movie was that I've seen him in now. One good thing about the snow, though, is it's hiding the terrible scenery that's there. Even in southern BC, you think it'd be better than that.
Sunday, Monday, happy as. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy as. Thursday, Friday, trademark Sim Caesar A.
Thank you for the 100 bits again. And thank you for the 100 bits the last time also. I think that's the first time in a while that I haven't seen her use the not impressed emote or whatever you would call it. She actually does find your jokes funny, but she just denies it in stream for some reason on Sundays. You can hear my chair creaking, can't you? Come on, Streamlabs. There we go. Now it's working. Oh, I guess maybe my mic is set up to a point where you can't hear it then, but everybody says they can hear it in Discord for some reason, or I think if I moved around at the right time or when I'm talking, you'd be able to hear it. What was I doing there? That's right. Lord in earlier for the raid as well too. There we go. It was Sea of Thieves that he was playing. Actually, I knew that because I watched a few minutes of it, but I was starting to second guess myself. Why did you do that? At least you can't do custom shoutouts here. Be in trouble if we had that one. Especially with how Peter trolls with them now. Well, it didn't work for me earlier either, so it's not just you. You got your tags on in the sim there right now, Amy Ann? Because I'm wondering if it shows you what altitude I'm at right now. Sim season is great for all occasions, so you actually like the... Yeah, I knew it was... So that's wrong. Even with the correct altimeter, it's wrong. And even doing B, it's wrong. So it's just... I was wondering that because I can go in here and it'll show me where I'm... I mean, what level I'm at, which, I mean, was here before I changed that. I mean, just to reflect that. Even when I look in other spots, like even on my iPad, it shows that I'm at 13,237 feet right now. Make Amy Ann a VIP. I don't know. I think that's a weather thing. And of course, I moved my view with the... Now I gotta reset that. There we go. Well, right now you show at 9,523 feet, so I'm guessing you must be at 10,000 then, or are you just flying at whatever altitude right now? It must be that weather bug still or something that they haven't fixed that they keep saying isn't an MSFS problem. And is a problem with Pilot Edge and Vansum even though it isn't. So you're saying sim seasons are a good spice, but yet every other time we use onion emotes you say you don't like onions. Except for last night when you admitted that you don't mind them in spaghetti. If they're cooked. Which normally in spaghetti they would be cooked because you don't put anything raw in spaghetti. No, you don't. And I'm just gonna do something here quickly. I've been around. Hey. See? Cooked onions and something like spaghetti is fine with me, just not too many. There, it's there for everybody to see. Now I just gotta wait for below minimums to see that. I highly doubt that. I gotta remember what time that was at so I can go back and clip it. Minutes. Go back to a minute 5 and I'll clip that for Peter to see. Since I didn't save the screenshot anyways, but now I know it's there anyways. I just have to go back and clip it, then it'll be there for good. Ha ha ha. The video. Send me the video too. Oh, I missed another follow earlier. I think my alerts aren't loud enough that I don't hear them. Hey, Conti. And Quaz, hello. The flying's going alright. I've been kind of distracted by other things more than anything, but... yeah. Like the bot wasn't working. Showing people that Amy Ann likes onions, even though she keeps denying it. Even though she can't deny it. You streaming tonight, Conti?
Dirty squat.
Dirty squat. Thank you for the resub for 8 months and the dirty squat. Did you see what I shown a couple minutes ago about Amy and onions? Demanding wench. Yes, I think we. Words don't want to come out today. Alright, what was I looking at before? There was resub earlier. It was, or not a resub, follow. That was Giftsword 28. She likes onions. I even had proof that she said she likes onions in spaghetti. Just not too many, but she likes them. So anytime she says that she doesn't now, it's a lie. Should I turn off the name tags? Or should I leave them on? If onions are not bad, that still means that you don't mind them. So I'll take that as they're not as bad as you made them out to be. Alright, I think I... Nope, didn't forget to switch tanks yet. But it doesn't matter, I can even go longer than that anyways, because another 5 minutes will be lining up just right with the left tank anyways, it looks like. And I think we got another 22 miles still until Booth. Yeah, 21.9, 21.8. See where top descent is. Another 23 minutes until that. $29 until boobs. Oh god. Raw onions are not the spawn of Satan's butthole. Raw onions are good, especially when you have allergy issues too, and they help with that. I might have to have some today, actually. Kind of do feel a little bit stuffed up right now, but if I have those, I'm sure I'll do it right up after that. See, Harrison Lake's elevation is really low. And there hasn't been snow in Harrison Lake since New Year's. But for some reason, this sim is still showing snow there. That drives me nuts. I think I am going to change the weather conditions so it matches what CYVR is at right now. So I'm gonna go to a few clouds. Temperature is oh, it's in Fahrenheit, so it is 59 degrees actually. So that works. Precipitation none. Humidity no, I'll leave that as it is. And this will be 3012. And winds are hey Java Joust. Is this where you sign up for MSFS boot camp? Possibly. Okay, wind is 140 at 5 knots. Not 50. And that is non-existent right now. It's not gusting or anything from what it says anyways. There, I'll go with that. It's closer than it was with the Sims weather anyways. Well, I mean, somewhat. Hey, look at that. That's actually correct now. It's too bad that I'm at the wrong altitude now. No, I'm not going to bother climbing because we're going to be descending here soon anyways. Even though I know it's supposed to be even for west and odd for east. Zero rate right. We're still gonna go in on. Hey, readability. Happy Saturday. I don't know why you're saying it like you haven't seen me lately or anything, even though I'm in that. I mean, even though I say hello to you in the other streams, but I think I know what you mean. She's gonna land before I can see her land, and she'll probably show her undercarriage and deny that it even happened. Let's take a look at the chart. The arrival for 08 right. I don't know if I'm gonna bother trying the, testing the ILS in this, or just leave it and do visual instead. I'll put it on anyways. So that would be 109.5. I'm gonna hand fly it still, but I just put that on as a visual reference just to see how it goes. How's your Saturday going, readability? Just BC, just the southern, southwest area around YVR. So kind of my neck of the woods again. Kind of seems like I fly around here a lot, but I need to. Actually, one reason why I did this flight again too is because we did the flight to Kelowna when I got the two sceneries that Conti actually gave me money for a while back and donated. And I never actually shown off the YVR scenery yet, so I kind of thought I would do that flight and fly into YVR to check out the FSim Studios YVR scenery. Which is actually pretty good. It's not hard on frames or anything. It's even though I haven't tried it in an airliner yet. Like, I'd imagine it might be a killer on frames when you have the MDG 737 when it's released, like it was in P3D and all that. But where was I going with that now? You've never been to IKEA before? You gotta have IKEAs down there. What are adult Lego? Oh, never mind, I get it. I had to think about that one for at least 1 second. Yeah, so we're gonna check out the YVR scenery anyways. It looks good. It seems to be good at frame rates, even though I'm FPS locked at 30, but I've had no issues with stuttering or anything in it. And the only thing I noticed was a couple of the markings for the approaches on the runways for the taxi. I mean, on the taxiways are identified wrong in a couple spots, but the signs and everything are correct. Those just those couple quick things. I mean, a couple small things like that, and I'm sure they'll update it still because I just have a feeling that nobody really paid attention to it or pointed it out because there was nothing in the forums about it. And I know in X-Plane they had it correct as well too, so it's just something with MSFS where they didn't correct it, I think. Because I actually did have a scenery for X-Plane as well too. I got it not too long after it was released last year, I think it was. There's one flight in Abbotsford, which is even better, Amy Ann. I mean, well, everybody else as well too. If you fly in, I noticed it in X-Plane. When you're coming in over top of this one area, it's just like the valley just opens up to where it's wider. After flying in over the mountains or whatever, just the way that it opens up is just, I don't know. There's something about the way that it looks or whatever. It just looks awesome for some reason. And I'll do that flight another time as well too. Maybe in another plane where we're a little bit higher and stuff as well, or whatever, and you'll get to see what I mean. But it's just the approach when you're coming into Abbotsford, CYXX, on the Hope for arrival. It's just that one spot for some reason. It just blows me away every time. Still when I see it, even in X-Plane, like X-Plane, it always, that was one flight that I did like almost once a week or whatever. It seemed like from Calgary to Abbotsford, and just that one spot, just every time it just gets me. And I know it's just a simulator, but it's just for some reason it's just that one spot. For some reason it's just nice for some reason. Closest IKEA is a 2-hour drive from you. Well, even the one from me is like, I think it's 40 minutes. That's not too far. So what did you buy from IKEA? Readability? Shelves? Desk? Closet? Avoid Los Angeles like the plague since the traffic is awful. Well, I guess that makes sense. So I guess what would be a 2-hour drive is probably more than 2 hours really then of the traffic. You weren't gone that long, were you, Peter? You didn't miss any crashes yet. She's still flying. Do you want to see her land or whatever, they'll start up at spawn in at YVR or CYVR, and then you'll be able to see her come in there. Oh, storage shelves, okay. Well, that shouldn't be too bad. Not like building the bed or the desk or something anyways. I would imagine it'd probably be a little bit easier than that, hopefully. I guess you were gone for almost an hour, actually. I didn't realize how long it's been already. Looks like there's a group of people in A320s. I thought I seen somebody dive there. I knew I seen something there for a second. That's why I started looking around. I'm like, who? What was that? Hey, Puff. How are you doing? Thanks for the 9-month resub. An Arctic Turn. Welcome on in. Happy Saturday. I think my alerts quit working out, didn't they? Maybe not. I think the sound is just too much that it's drowning it out. Readability gifted into your own sub dart to turn things to readability. How are you doing, Puff? Alright, let's get back in where it's a little bit quieter. That emo's not the greatest. I gotta make a better one than that. Do the same kind of idea, but I gotta find something that... I think the yellow doesn't work that well with it. It makes it hard to read. So for those of you that just come in, we are flying over southern BC right now. We took off from Kelowna to CYVR, where we are checking out the scenery that I got a little while ago from... Actually, it would have been around 3 months ago now that Conti donated a while back, and I just haven't shown it yet, even though I kept saying I was going to, so I figured I'd finally get that done today and take a look at it. We took off from Kelowna, where that was another one that he donated for as well too, and we flown into that one there. I think the last time I streamed, which would have been over 2 months ago now. But yeah, we're gonna look at the FSIM Studios CYVR, and I still think it's one of the better sceneries that have come out for it. I know there's the other one, which is FS Dream Teams. They got theirs as well too, which it's not bad, but I noticed the buildings and stuff or whatever look a little bit not as high detailed in it. But a lot of the ground textures are a little bit better in it, I think, from what I remember seeing. And then there's another developer actually making another one as well too, and it's a free one right now that he has available for download on what do you call it? Oh, what's that website again? Where you get a lot of the free mods for MSFS. I'm trying to remember. I don't know why it's not coming to me right now. What it's called again. That's it. Flights and dot T. Yeah, both you are turned to name. Yeah, both got it at the same time. That's right. Flights and dot to. That's what it was. Yeah, this other developer that's doing it is Project Van or whatever. He's making another one as well too, and it's actually I've been kind of following it a little bit on Discord. Here, we'll actually take a quick look at it. So, this is what he's got so far, and it's actually not too bad. He's even doing the interior of the terminal as well. Considering that it's free and it's available already as well too, and he's updating it. I mean, quite often it's actually pretty good. I almost kind of wish I didn't get. If I would have known about this, I probably would have held off from getting the FSim Studios one beforehand and taking a look at this one, because like even now he doesn't have a lot of the details in there yet, but he's constantly adding details. So I'll be curious to see what it looks like when it's finished, but it's actually pretty decent for freeware one. Before I finish wrap up or whatever, I'll actually try to find a link for it and I'll post it in the chat. So yeah, right now we are just, our next waypoint is, I'm just calling it lane, it's LANE. We're 4 miles from there, and then we should be starting on top of this, starting our descent here pretty quick actually. Yeah, in another 3 minutes. I'll probably switch tanks here in another 15 minutes. You got a great landing, that's good. Did anybody catch it? That's probably better than taking off from that runway that you showed me last night too in that one screenshot. Not sloped to the side or anything like you were yesterday. So how many people do you have flying in your V8 in our Arctic turn? I seen that you were flying the CRJ again last night too. I checked in a little bit after. Well, it would have been before I went to bed anyways, and I went to bed around 11 o'clock I think last night, so I was still watching before that I think. 6 regulars. That's not bad. I'm guessing Blue Mountain Battery must be one of them, because I think I see him hanging around quite a bit when you're flying with you there too. I think we want to be down to 3,000 feet before we want to be down to 3,000 feet when we hit bin low, which is our, where you make, which would be on our, we'd be on the left downwind there at that point. And that'd be right about the point that we make our base turn. Or 08 right. Blue is always around causing you problems. Nah, he's a good guy, it seems like. I think I just heard it say vertical track, didn't I? We'll say we're clear down to 3,000 feet anyways for the... Nope. Because followers really make that much of a difference. Jesus. That is very important. And it's good that he's there as much as he is as well too, so it means that he's actually, I mean, he's dedicated to helping you out there as well, from what it's, I mean, from what it seems like. All right, I was losing track of what I was doing there. We want to start heading down. No, that's good that he does care, and you can tell he does too, because he's there. I mean, the amount that he's there shows that he cares. Yeah, FS Studios. Did you already get it, or have you not? Have you been looking at it or anything? I think if we get down in time, I'll get the drone cam out as well too, and we'll take a look around it there quickly. I have flown in here at night too, and even with the lights on and stuff too, it's not terrible in frames. That would make sense that you don't have it yet though either, because you don't do a lot of flying up around here either. I mean, from what I've seen, usually you're down kind of in the warmer areas, and yeah, that's what I thought. Kind of makes sense that you wouldn't get it if you don't fly around it that much either and spend the money elsewhere when, I mean, for stuff that you would be looking at a little bit more. But I'll let you, I mean, I'll show you around anyway, so that at least you have an idea if you end up wanting to get it at some point, or you feel that it would be worthwhile. Then at least you can get a good look at it now anyways. A little bit easier than just looking at pictures, because sometimes I always wonder about looking at the pictures that they post, where if you're just seeing the good parts of it, but they're not showing you everything. They did a good job on the Kelowna one though. And I actually find the frame rates in MSFS are a little bit better with the Kelowna one than they were in X-Plane when I got that one. Even though it's the same one basically, but from the same developer and all that, but I do notice that it's a little bit easier to run in this sim. No, I never actually looked at that one yet. I gotta look at that still. I almost kind of think I remember you saying something about it a while back too. Or somebody might have. I gotta write that down because I'll forget again if I don't write it down. My memory's terrible for that stuff. Actually, here, I'll do this. I'll just open up Notepad and I'll type it in on Notepad. Graffiti on the retaining walls. There we go, Windows accessories. Notepad. There we go. I got that written down now. Or typed out. Who did that one again? Actually, I wonder if that's in the Orbix store. Oh, that out of the way. You don't want to see that. Doesn't look like it's there. Yeah, I'll have to go take a look at that. I don't know why, but for some reason, every time I do this arrival, I feel like we're really high still. I wonder which runway these guys are going in on. They must be going on probably, I'd probably say 08 left. And I should have done 13 instead. Even though in real life right now the NOTAM say it's closed, even though I don't know why I was worried about that so much. And there's Amy Ann on the ground still. These guys all must have done a long haul from somewhere. There's Hawk Driver up there. Can't tell what he's flying though. He must be flying something that I don't have. There he is. You're on your way down. Thanks for flying along, Hawk Driver. $5,000 for Aplex, and then should be at or above 3,000 for Vinlow, and the same for, I don't know how you'd say that one, Bubble, maybe Bubble. I'd Vinlow would be factors for final as well too, and I don't think I'm gonna. I think at that point I'm just gonna hand fly it the rest of the way anyways. I'm not even gonna bother activating the approach or anything. We'll just go in. I mean, yeah, we'll just when we get to Vinlow, just take the autopilot off and then hand fly it the rest of the way. Make that base turn, and then we'll just turn on turn on the final there for a 08 right after that. Subjugation. What's with the big words today, Peter? Seen Denver was pretty warm yesterday too. I was reading, I was looking at articles in Google or whatever, and that was one of the articles that came up was temperature for Denver yesterday. I think it was saying it was up to 30 Celsius or something like that. I'd say another 2-3 weeks and we'll be up to that point there again too, unfortunately. And probably very little rain to the point where it'll probably end up, I'm hoping it's not going to be like last summer again, but I have a feeling we're not going to be that lucky. Switch to the left tank. Should have had that on too. Oops. I've been paying attention to a lot of things. Hey, Beer Slayer. Firing up sim. We're just about to start wrapping up here, but I'll keep going for a little bit longer. Then I'll fly around a little bit, do patterns or something maybe for a bit, so you can fly around for a little bit. But welcome on in. It's good to see you though, and thanks for the follow the other day. I noticed that as well too. I wonder if all these guys are flying on a network or something, because they all seem to be... They're all doing the same arrival as we are. And the same approach. I think they're all going in for 08 left, and I'm flying this tiny little plane in the way of them right now. I think I might go for 0... Actually... You see which runway they're going in on, Amy Ann? Hey, Crowman's still here. Conti never said if he was streaming tonight or not. I think it's because he knows what my reply is going to be. Hey, Geeko. Actually, that was another one. Actually, can't remember now if I did one or not for Auntie. The same hand did already. We're just on the left base for runway 08 right or 08 left, depending if I change my mind or not at CYVR right now. For those of you that have just come in. We'll be leveling off here at 3,000 shortly. Actually, I haven't... A lot of stuff I haven't been paying attention to, like the mixture and stuff like that as well, too. Alright, autopilot's coming off. Beep boop, beep boop. I should probably leave that on for now. I want to get a joystick instead of using the yoke for these planes. Nope. I don't know, actually. I see all these guys are going in for... I'm not sure which one all these other guys are going in on. I was going in for 08 right is what I originally figured. Hey, you funny. Welcome on in. Might miss a bit of chat now just because I'm going to be trying to pay attention to what I'm doing here, which I'm not doing a very good job of so far. I don't know why I came so far out. I should have just turned earlier. You see which runway all those other guys are coming on, AMN, or are they using both of them? And are you on the south end of the airport or the north end of the airport? Looks like you're on the south end. Oh, screw it. I'm going to do 08 left. And then we can taxi around the airport anyways down to the south end of the airport where the GA parking usually is. And then we can get a bit of a look at the scenery that way too. It feels like there's a long way to go right now. Just looking at the distance that there is still. Yeah, SoCal Flower, yeah, it is a long final. For a small plane like this. And it's a long way to hand fly too, and I keep looking over to the left at chat, and then I keep looking back, and I'm drifting off in the direction I don't want to go. Just watched Box in F1 Sprint earlier. So I was square is at the moment. One thing I like about this airport, I mean about the sceneries as well too, those when you do get these new sceneries, that it kind of tones down the lights for the airport a little bit to where you don't see the approach lights from the opposite end anymore as well too, and you're not seeing the, and they've kind of dimmed them down a little bit so they're not as bright as they are in the generic sceneries. It looks like most of those guys are going in on 08 right anyway, so it looks like we kind of made a better choice, unless they're all right behind me right now, but not that I should be worried anyways, because it's not like we're on bad sim or anything. Now we're not so bad, I'm just a little bit high on the dimmed them down. Yes. You missed Sim's text-to-speech stuff stuff there earlier, Peter. There was a lot of the A's and O's in it. All right, mixture's full. Lights are on. Still don't have any flaps in yet, which we'll go for staunch flaps. Not that I'm probably doing that right anyways, but whatever. Hey, Dave Randon. How are you doing? I think the last time I talked to you, you were still in a little bit rough shape there from COVID or something like that. It's good to see you, though.
500.
You know what I forgot to do, Amy Ann? I'll wait till I'm down to say that. I'm not quite on center there, am I? It's a little bit of a long landing. Alright, so we'll taxi via Michael, Victor, Hotel over to the south end of the terminal. And that'll get us a good look at the terminal here anyways, going all the way around it actually. But I'll stop here once we clear the runway for a second and get caught up on the chat. Alright. Land lights off, strobes off. Still recovering but feeling better one day at a time. That's good. Good to hear that you're recovering from it anyways. So hopefully it's quick. I mean, a quick recovery though. It's been a while already actually. I think it's been at least a couple months now, hasn't it? Since January, yeah. More than a couple months then. Still in oxygen. I think even Brett Wells was like that too. Or not Brett Wells. Yeah, B-Dubs was like that for a bit too. He was on oxygen for a while. But it seems like he's doing pretty good now after recovering from it though too. Pretty smooth landing. I heard the tires screeched a little bit. And oh yeah, what's that? I forgot to turn the camera on. I forgot I had that set up. I'll wait till next time for that now instead. Your right arm is still paralyzed. I didn't even... Wow. Alright, so this is the international terminal side of the airport. I think a lot of the American flights are from there, and I think a lot of I think it's the overseas flights that come into this part of the terminal, if I remember right. first time that I've seen as many airplanes in that when I've actually landed here, so I'll be curious to see how this affects my frame rates too. You're right back, okay, Amy? I'm not taxiing all that well. I'm looking over at the chat at the same time, so I'm not really paying attention to where I'm going. Oh, I learned from Conti a little bit there, Geekle. And Sim. Alright, is there anybody behind me that I would be... Alright, let's stop here for a second. Actually, my frames are taking a bit of a shit kicking right now from this. Alright, so there's the international terminal. That's the domestic part there where Air Canada comes into. Right there. There's the Fairmont Hotel. Actually, we'll do the drone. We should have a few minutes before Sim starts to stream there too, actually. Yeah, he's still showing in the chat there anyway, so we should be good for a couple minutes still. So we'll get over, we'll shut down, and then we'll take a look around with the drone instead. Make it a little bit easier. It's actually Southwest style. Here's hotels, so we'll go this way. I'm not sure where Amy Ann is. I can't remember if she said she was over at the south part, end of the airport or the north part, or maybe she's right at the terminal, or sitting in the grass somewhere. There she is. She's parked over where the... You know what? I'm not going to worry about taxiing all the way over to the south end. Or over towards the GA park, and we'll just head over where she is at one of the big gates. Yeah, just look for an undercarriage. I could probably get under her undercarriage with this. You're back. All right, I'm not going to shut everything down or anything. We'll just pause the track IR. I'm going to get a quick... Actually, we'll go to the drone cam and then I'll just get the screenshot then at that point too. See if I can remember what the controls are for this. There we go. That works for now. I never remember what the shortcut is for this, so I just always do my screenshots this way. There we go. All right. So this is where a lot of the Air Canada flights come in. This is where the smaller planes like the Dash 8 or the Q300s and the Q200s come in. That would be the international terminal over there. I think I'm going to speed up drone speed here though, because this is a little slow. That's better. This is where WestJet and Swoop actually come in and land for domestic flights. I mean, come in the gate. I mean, Taxi 2 also for their domestic flights, and I think Flair comes in there as well too. I think it's more Air Canada has their own concourse just because they have more flights coming in the YVR, I think, from what I remember. But don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure because things might have changed over the last few years, because it's been... I think the last time I flew back into YVR would have been a few months before the world shut down from COVID, so it would have been December 2019 when I went out to Saskatoon for Christmas. Let's get rid of this. This would be where WestJet Encore comes into though, with their Dash, with their Q400s, like you can see with one there. And there's one of their 737s. And there's an Air Canada Airbus. I do like that they put static aircraft in here, but they didn't go overboard with it though. There's Shell Aviation. That is... There it shows landmark, but when you actually look on the charts, it actually says it's signature, so I'm not sure what the deal is with that. There's Shell Aviation there again, still as well too. This, I cannot remember what it is. Engine test facility. This would be the South Terminal, so that is where... what do you call it? Pacific Coastal flies into, with their smaller Saabs and stuff like that, I think. I think that's what they're flying. I think, can't remember 100% sure now. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. That would be Interdel Aviation, and then Millionaires over here, which is actually correct with the signage. Then over here is where we have Purelator. So you got your buildings for what do you call it, deliveries, and yeah, your couriers like FedEx, UPS, and so on. Air Canada Jazz, there's their hangar. Actually, where is UPS and FedEx? I thought they were over this side as well too, actually. Or are they over the north end of the terminal? I think Canada Post is over on the north end of the terminal, actually. Yeah, I use the Xbox controller still, but I just probably would be handy having it on, I mean, on the keyboard instead, because then it's one less thing hooked up as well that can interfere with your controls. Graphics are great. Thanks, Crowman. Yeah, they did do a good job with the scenery, so I mean, the textures and everything are actually really good with this one. I mean, in my opinion, anyways. You saw Lufthansa 744 land. Airliners Alive. I think I watched that one, but it's been a while. Yeah, so there's Canada Post. There's UPS. The funny thing is from my home airport, UPS actually does a flight from there to Vancouver daily every morning, I think it is, or something like that. I can't remember the exact time, but I think it's in the morning. And the funny thing is with the 757, it's only it's like a 15-minute flight from the time they take off to when they land at YVR. It just it's kind of funny how they do that instead of just landing at YVR. I mean, altogether, but yeah, it's one of the weird things that found out here in the last couple of years was that. Because every time I drive by my airport, I'd always see 757 parked there for UPS, and we always wondered why that was. So those markings are right there for the runway for 08 right and 26 left. But the one thing I noticed here was these ones are the ones that are backwards. 13, the markings for 13 should be at the other end, and these markings here should be showing runway 31 instead, and that's the one mistake that I did find that they made. But other than that, everything else seems to be correct from what I've noticed. I could see that being one thing that they'll correct, at some point here, but I'm just surprised that they haven't put out an update yet for something as simple as fixing that, actually, just because in X-Plane, I'm pretty sure it's correct. But other than that, I can't complain. I've been happy with it. With the FPS and everything as well, too, with it. There's the control tower. There's the Fairmont Hotel. I stayed there one night. Probably won't stay there again, but it was nice. It's just, for what it costs, it's expensive. But I just wanted to beat the traffic on the holiday week. At Christmas time, instead of dealing with the usual morning traffic and then that on top of it, it would have been brutal driving in there for a flight at 6 in the morning. But I was watching United fly in here with their with the Embraers and stuff as well too, so it was actually kind of cool watching them, taxi in and park at the gates here. My room would have been right on this side actually, so I would have had the view of the gates and then of 26 right and 06 left actually, so it was actually a nice view that night. I got pictures of it too, so I might even post the pictures on Discord actually, even though it was over 3 years ago. Or not over 3 years ago, it would have been a little over 2 years ago. Actually, the pictures I took weren't that great though either, so I might not bother posting them. I'll see. I'll think about it. But anyways, be nice if I could get the remember what controls do what when I there we go. I finally got the right one now. Actually, one thing I did notice too when I looked at this scenery is I think it actually put the Tim Hortons in over here. Not that I go to Tim Hortons a lot or anything, but there it is. It's got that Film Logic also, which I'm not even sure what Film Logic actually is. It's got the Petro-Canada gas station, so that's actually there. And then you got the Park and Fly lot, which is right here. And then Park and Jet, I think, is this one. And then you got the SkyTrain that goes into Vancouver. So this one would be the Canadian line, or the Canada line, I think. Which meets up with the, I think it's the Expo line or something, or Millennium line. I can't remember exactly now. But you can go right into Vancouver and over to Richmond from here as well too, over to some of the other hotels that are farther to the south. But yeah, so Last Devs, FS Studios, YVR scenery. I think it's got the water, the terminal for the seaplanes there as well too. So that would be for, what do you call it, harbor air. And then of course you got downtown, but they didn't do anything with the actual scenery for Vancouver though, so there's not really a whole lot to look at down there, I think. I think eventually though they're coming out with scenery for Boundary Bay and stuff as well too though, so there's going to be a few more airports that are around here. It's rendered as you go there, Crowman, so it's, or not rendered as I go, it's already rendered in, so it's all in one go. Actually, right here, I think is part of UBC as well. Their campus for the airport for learning how to work on the for the aircraft maintenance and stuff like that for their courses. So the University of British Columbia, that's part of their campus, even though the rest of it's over in Burnaby, and I think they have a UBC campus out in the Okanagan too by Kelowna actually. Thanks, Xenomorph. Just happy YRZ's out finally as well too. I should actually take a look at that. I haven't taken a look at that one yet either. Your most visited next to what? Ottawa. There's another one I haven't looked at actually. I haven't done much flying out in Ontario so far for MSFS, but I'll have to take a look at those. All right. I've kept you long enough with that, looking at that scenery. I think we'll see who's streaming now, see if he has gone live, so because it's been a while and I haven't raided Sims. We'll go raid Sim Caesar. And what am I doing though? I'm not. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Thanks for the follow as well too. Good to see you. I have seen you around lately. I've seen you in a couple other streams, but and the other night when you're asking about Trevor there as well too. Actually, I remember that as well. I almost forgot about that. Well, welcome on in. Good to see you. All right. Actually, before I do go, I'm gonna say a few thanks. And starting off, we had DeLorean come with the raid of 12 people there. Thanks for the raid again, DeLorean. I'm not sure if you're here still or not, but it's good to see that you're feeling better there as well. And then another follow from Felix Wilson and Gipswerg. And then we also got a 12-month resub for there from DeLorean also. Thanks again for that. And a 12-month resub from Amy Ann. And an 8-month resub from Sim Caesar. And 2 100-bit cheers from Sim Caesar as well. And then continuing came in with the 8-month resub saying Dirty Squat. Puff came with the 9-month resub as well too. It's good to see you again too, Puff. I probably didn't do a very good job of showing it off their Geekle, but thank you though. And it was good to finally stream there again too. Thanks for that as well, readability. Okay, where did I leave off? And readability came with the resub there as well. Peter Mooney was 69.
Pride 1, 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 Pride 1.
I think it cut that off also. I gotta find out why it's doing that. It shouldn't be doing that. There must be something I've checked that I don't know that I have checked, and I'm gonna look at that. But thank you for the bits there, Peter Mooney. And readability came with the here. I mean, with the gifts up to Art to Turn. Actually, thanks for that again, readability. And Mary T and Xenomorph, thanks for the follows there as well. I know what I wanted to say, but I think I was just trying to rush through that to get the SimCaesar stream though too, even though I shouldn't be doing that. Euphonia. Yeah, or euphony. Alright. So everybody, thanks for coming by. Thanks for the flying along. Thanks for moderating Amy Ann and SimCaesar. And I hope all y'all, I'll help y'all get that out. Pure bottle tops. Yeah. But anyways, everybody stick around, please, for the raid. It would mean a lot to me. And I know I'm see most, if not all of you over at SimCaesar stream. So anyways, and we might pick this up again on, later on, depending on what goes on, or if not later on, we'll do another one tomorrow. And Dave Rendon, I just got your whisper there. I'll message you back here in a few seconds about that. Geekle with the dirty squat. All right, everybody. We'll see you here in in a minute. I should have clicked that a little bit sooner. I don't know why I waited. All right, everyone. Thanks again. And thanks for flying along there, too. See you, Star Lugo.